Okay, so before we get too far into the replay, I wanted to ask people that don't know me right whether they like Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links replays with Yap or no Yap. And what I mean by Yap, I don't mean like I'm going to be explaining what every card does, because honestly those people need help. But look, if you wanted to learn how to play the deck, this ain't the video. This is a replay video, okay? I'm just showing you some of the crazy highlights I got this season. Now, I did do this with Predaplants and Speedroids, so I'm going to show both my Speedroid decklist and my Predaplant decklist. And I'm going to run you through why I run 2 channelers and why you don't need this dice. I just had the dice in the deck. I'm running 2 channelers because channeler sucks balls. You don't want channeler in your hand unless you don't already have Terra Top. And if you have another channeler after that point, you're kind of cooked. Channeler is good for getting rid of the tuners in your hand, yeah, but like, it's not always necessary. Even with that being said, there goes my extra deck, right? It's just simple Speedroid stuff. Now Blizzard, right? A lot of y'all need to know this. Blizzard, you can Blizzard the polymerization in Predaplants. They're cooked. They can't do anything. I mean, they can, but almost nothing comparatively. My Predaplant decklist is kind of simple as well. Not simple, but like a basic Predaplant decklist. I added mind control to it. I got tired of playing Predaplant, so I went to Speedroids and I ended up getting king of games. The last 5 games at least with Speedroids. I think it was like 8 games at the end. The Legends rank 5 up and everything. So mind control, warning point. I mean, these are just the cards that are like generic. You just slap them in there. Draconic Contact is so ass to play against, no matter what deck you're running. But yeah, I have like 11 replays, maybe 12 replays if I remember to timestamp them. That would be awesome, but I'm probably not. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. This first matchup, I've re-recorded the intro because I wanted to make sure I got the first part correct, because I wanted to hear input from people that don't know me, whether they dislike it or like it. This highlight is versus a Lyrilusc player. If this wasn't the previous one, I apologize. I have like 3 replay videos that I haven't released yet, and I need to. The last one wasn't that bad, but like there was 2 where I was like really mean and rude. Hold on. I mean, I'll just show it again, why not? My opponent is playing the archetype Lyrilusc, right? Pretty cool archetype. Not really, actually. I hate this archetype. I hate going against it. Their gimmick, you know, I don't know what their gimmick is. I'm gonna be honest. It's just being annoying. That's what the gimmick is. So they're going to Xyz summon a gajillion times, man. I'm just like, oh no, what am I gonna do? Now, I'm pretty sure I did show this in the last replay video, but I'm gonna say it again. This is the first time I have Droplet. I'm the cool one that can just auto-negate my opponent's board, and now they can't do anything. And you know, I roll a 1. I roll a 1 on my wheel. I think if my opponent didn't Valor that, I would be cooked. Because he stopped me from drawing 1 card. I'm gonna play this for the first time. I'm not gonna play it every other subsequent time. I love Clearwing Synchro Dragon. Okay, so let me run you through why I did Crystal Wing instead of Tight Drake. If I destroy all of them, right, my opponent can retrieve his Independent Nightingale with Ensemble Robin, right? And this card is probably their strongest card in their deck. Getting rid of it as fast as possible is kind of the only way for me to succeed. Now, if you think my opponent could have forced a draw, he couldn't. Because my monster would have too much attack. I explained it better in the other yeah, I'm just showing it again, aren't I? Oh, Blizzard. I explain it better in the other replay. I might skip over this in editing. If it's not skipped over, then that means that I didn't do it. So like, that's cool. This is for sure like new replays because I had a lot of replays I needed to upload. So this is true Draco versus Shadoll, I want to say. I know I said Predaplant and Speedroids, but this was a good highlight. Let me look at the deck list for you just so you see what I'm running. I'm running no extra deck because and Comrie Freet. Very good card for drawing free cards. Now I did take this deck list off of somebody, that's why I'm playing it. Just standard true Draco stuff, you know, summoning big brawlic men to help you survive. This is just the Invoked Shadoll deck. I like that deck though. I like that Shadoll doesn't really rely on the skill. It just kind of adds to them, you know? It's kind of like the true Draco skill. You just get cards for your deck. I just think archetypes like that are really cool. Yeah, the most dominant decks in the game have skills, but like really strong skills. But, you know, when you get duels like this, these are the good duels right here. Now, I remember this duel because it took every ounce of my brain strength because I was learning true Dracos while I was playing. They're pretty simple. They remind me of like rush archetypes, the way you just summon a big brawlic man and just beat your opponent down to death. Now I do want to do more rush dueling. Hopefully, you know, I can get interest in it, I guess. I mean, I am interested in it, but I don't know how to explain it. Like right now, right, in the current state of Duel Links with Draconic Contact being as strong as it is and not having Predaplant be the strongest deck, it genuinely feels like I'm being massacred every duel I go up against. Oddly enough, I don't think I ran into any Predaplant players outside of myself. But as you can see here, the amount of recovery, like Invoked, in the Invoked engine, I don't know what they're called, I don't play them. But like, he could just keep going, and it's like, oh my lord, this man is not giving me a break. Here, I just take this opportunity to destroy his Mechaba card, because that card is really powerful with this not really Omni negate, but counter. My opponent ends up surrendering because I'm guessing he ran out of steam or he ran out of extra deck. The replay is gone now, or like his deck list is gone now, so I couldn't show you the deck list. But it was pretty awesome. That was Yuki, I think, so hopefully Hassan Ali's the next one. I didn't just click on the next replay, and that would be really embarrassing. Oh my god, that's really embarrassing. Well, here's our first Draconic Contact, and I am playing Predaplant, which is a very strong deck. I won't be too surprised by it. I'm going to do a standard like Predaplant opening. Yeah. Just, you know, I could skip it, but I want to talk about how maybe it's better going first against Draconic Contact with Predaplant, which is usually a deck you want to go second. Now obviously this depends on the skill level of the person you're going up against. Most of the people playing Draconic Contact have, let's just say, not the brightest minds, right? Because they could just get free stuff. I mean, like, why not? I mean, so does Predaplant, but hey, at least it's once per duel, right? Now, the Predaplant skill needs to be nerfed, for sure, 100%. How you would do it, I don't know. Here my opponent droplets my Draco Stapelia, and I'm like, no, my Draco Stapelia, what am I gonna do? I think my opponent has Stratos here. No, his Neos Fusion. And this is the first, I'm only gonna play this animation once, but the animation looks so clean. And since I don't have anything, I just go for sending Biblisp. I can get the hand trap, you know? My last line of defense if everything else goes wrong. Now I'm unsure why my opponent does that. I'm gonna be honest, I don't fully remember this highlight. Well, I had Droplet set. That's the only thing that could have saved me there, I think. Holy shit! I brought that back. Now, obviously, he couldn't have known I had Droplet, but he could have just passed, right? He could have just passed. But he was probably like, TikTok brain. Oh, I need to attack him now. Yuri Storm is the next one, right? Let me peep it out. Legends rank 5. I was Legends rank 3 at the time. I'm gonna see my hand. If it's the same hand, then I'll skip it. This is not the same hand. This is a similar duel, I guess. I think this is the duel where this is the duel that made me hate this skill, right? Not that I didn't always hate it, but look, man, this was just horrible, right? This dude uses Solid Soldier to revive Stratos, and that dude is not once per turn. I didn't know that. He's just getting card advantage out of nowhere. He just keeps getting it. He just keeps getting card advantage. Yes, I'm playing Predaplants, I understand. It's the pot calling the kettle black. I apologize. But I digress. As you see, my opponent, who is a coward, mind you, right? This guy right here, Yuri Storm, you are a coward. I understand why, right? Why he did this. People who do this are the reason why this skill is so cancerous. He sets Armed Dragon Thunder level 10, right? In defense mode, where it cannot be destroyed by battle and you'll be able to use its quick effect. I think that is atrocious behavior. Because there's almost no counterplay. Outside of just using Dark Hole, which would have been awesome here, by the way. Now here I think if I didn't use my Predap counter, I could have put a counter on that, but he's just gonna special summon it anyways. Now a big pet peeve of mine, right, that I wanted to talk about in the specific replay is Winkarivo level 6 being the most annoying and obnoxious card in the entire game for me right now. So this card can destroy any of your cards that activates, right? It also destroys that card and deals you half the damage. So not only on top of every single piece of card advantage the deck already gives you, you also have a burn strategy. Now I understand that this guy's kind of expensive to get out, but they can just shit out extra deck monsters like nothing because they get polymerization every turn. Regardless of what they do, right? An Armed Dragon level 10 can just wipe your field. Now when I saw this Drowning Mirror Force in his graveyard, I'm like, okay, this man's set is Drowning Mirror Force. There's no way it's not Drowning Mirror Force. It would be so awesome. It would be so cool if this guy didn't fucking exist. By the way, right, if I didn't have Warning Point at this moment in time, I'm dead. I'm deceased. He's just gonna shuffle my whole field into my deck. Deceased. I'm a goner. This dude just activates the skill and just gets another guy for free. Here's the kicker though. He leaves him set. Do you see how fun this is? The fact that my opponent could just do this and there's nothing I can do about it. What am I supposed to do? Stop him? I can't. I mean, I have this trap, right? Compulsion and Evacuation Device, which is nice that it brought up. But if I put it back in his hand, he could just use it again. And again. Now here I think I do make a mistake by using Starving Venom's effect. You know, my opponent just sends another warrior monster because, I mean, like, why wouldn't he, right? Now I can't even use my effect. Now this is where I think my opponent did misplay. Since, you know, well, it's next turn, I think. So, right, I have nothing here. He has Rainbow Dragon. I have nothing. He could have just gotten Armed Dragon level 10. Because, mind you, hold on. Let me look at something. 1 poly, 2 poly, 3 poly, and he has like 2 or 3 polys in his hand. Another reason why this skill shouldn't exist. Why he summons Rainbow Dragon, I will never tell you why. I could never tell you why. But it did cause me to be able to survive one more turn. And just barely, by the skin of my teeth. Because again, my opponent could just keep on respawning his damn hand. Respawning his field. And of course, there's only so much you could do with Predaplant. There's a limit. There's a limit. The fact that Draconic Contact can use any warrior monster on top of any level 10 monster once per turn. It'd be cool if the special summon was only once per duel, but it isn't. But yeah, I don't know if I like spoiled it for you, but all of these are gonna be wins. There's probably not going to be a duel that's not a win in here because I don't record these a lot and post them, so I end up losing a lot of replay, so I just posting the ones that I think are very highlight worthy. Here's another Predaplant deck duel. I dueled a lot with Predaplants, okay. Now this is versus Skystrikers. Skystrikers for me are very annoying because every single one of these duelists seems to always have Engage in their hand. I don't know how they do it. Now here I understand how he had it, right? Obviously he added it to his hand. But this is like one of the few times I have seen these Skystriker players without what they had and what they needed. If I remember correctly, I don't know if it was this duel. Okay, so in a previous duel, right, you've seen me summon Spinodiania. And I think I got rid of Spinodiania, but that was a big mistake. The Spinodiania is like one of the only high level attack Predaplant monsters that are below level 4. And I think that's why I wasn't able to lethal this guy this turn, because I made not the best moves, let's just say that. Okay, looking back, right, what I would have done, try to get Predaponics out, do something. Just so I can banish the other Ray, but he had another Ray anyway, so it's not like it mattered. You can add it with Engage, I think. My opponent had all 3 field spells in hand, which is just insanity, right? Actually, did my opponent summon Kagari? I think my opponent was summons Kagari, yeah. I was gonna say, I think he used that just so we can get some extra HP. Now, that's cool, right, that they could do that with Shark Cannon to get rid of Drycepulum Hydra and then just set it immediately again. I think that's alright. One thing I do like about Mind Control, right, it stops them from summoning Ray. So it's really good for the Skystriker matchup, and you can make Nightmare Phoenix. Now that is one thing I didn't predict, is the fact that Shark Cannon can actually respawn my own cards. Now I remember why I saved this replay. This dude had Nibiru in his hand. Obviously with nothing left. End my turn. But my opponent didn't have anything left. And they shoved their phone in their mouth, because I think that person was only running 2 rays. I believe this is the next replay. If I skipped one and I delete the replay later, I apologize. I forgot. Okay, I'm human. I think this is when the Speedroid replays start. This was on one of my 5 games towards King of Games. Now with Speedroids, going second is a blessing against these people. A blessing, I tell you. But here my opponent, right, with his 2 pots of greeds. I don't know if this is the full potential of this deck. I don't feel like looking up the full potential. It's just gonna make me depressed. Right. I'm not playing the Neos animation. I love Elemental Hero Neos. I hate what this deck is and what it stands for. Here my opponent, you know, pot of Ultra Greed, you know, draw 5 cards real quick. I know he has to discard some cards, but like, that's just what it feels like, man, alright. Opponent has the warning point, yippee! That sucks, alright. Onto the double yo-yo. My beloved Clearwing. And I immediately go into the Kite Drake because he had an activatable effect, I remember that. And that was it right there, Super Poly. And my opponent did make a grave mistake by sending his Brave Neos because now he has nothing on his field. Now I don't have Stardust Charge Warrior in my deck. I wasn't able to summon Stardust Charge Warrior to draw another card. And here's the most fun part about facing Jaden Yuki. Oh hey, Neos Fusion! I lied, I played it again, but this animation is just clean. No, he couldn't activate the effect because of Crystal Wings effect. And this is why Cork Shooter, I feel like, is the new MVP of Speedroids. With just Cork Shooter, right? Well, obviously double Yo-Yo and Red Eye Dice as well, I guess. Not just Cork Shooter. Now, mind you, this guy was spamming voice lines, right? I don't know how to pronounce their name, but damn you, sir. Summon the Clearwing Rider, right? Before I do anything, I wanna, if anybody knows before I find out, does Forbidden Lance prevent Neos Fusion from protecting Rainbow Neos here? Because I just go to try to destroy it multiple times. Actually, I don't think I destroyed it now that I think about it. Activate Card Turbo for the attack boost. Now here, right, where I tried to negate Hagoida's effect, I'm trying to get his attack points, but he already sends himself to the graveyard, so you can't get his attack points. And I activate Forbidden Lance to target his guy. Actually, I just answered my own question. It didn't stop it there. But just barely by a hairball molecule. My apologies for the visual. I am able to defeat that guy because he drew one card that summons a guy that just straight up kills you. What are you supposed to do? Live? No! I could rant about Draconic Contact being literally the worst thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links right now, but I'm not. I'm sure it's been blown overboard by this point. Activate my Pot of Greed magic card. Liquid Soldier's always like that though, so it's not that big of a deal, you know. Okay, one mistake. I mean, you could call this a mistake, right? I could stop his Super Poly because he only has one hero here. I'm just trying to think of things I could have done differently to help myself win more, but I think I'm keeping the Lance in hand. Just so I don't have to worry that much about like other types of back row like Book of Eclipse. I mean, Book of Eclipse would still shaft me. Again, I don't have Stardust Charge Warrior, so that's not an option. I went for Kite Drake, right? He had Curse of the Forbidden, or Cursed Seal of the Forbidden Spell and Mystical Space Typhoon. So either of his cards couldn't do anything. And of course, my opponent top decks. I mean, he has to. His whole deck is pretty much consists of those cards. And here I just try to force out the level 10 effect. And again, this is why Cork Shooter is the GOAT. I don't think I summoned Cork Shooter there though, no? Yeah, I didn't. For the Tri-Eyed dice. My opponent scoops because they had nothing left. Okay, but the Gebruver was the last guy that I showed. His deck list was nasty, obviously. Now, what I will say is I did face Diddies, which when I say the word Diddies, right, I'm referring to players that aren't really playing the best, right? They're not really that good at dueling, except this guy right here. Obviously, he's Legend rank 5 and he's playing the overpowered skill. I'm just trying to remember what name was last, so this name is last. Now these are the last 5 games, right? To King of Games. This is how my win streak went, because you need to win 5 games in a row to hit King of Games. Now you could face 5 Draconic Contacts, you could face guy who kills you, dude. Now I'm only showing these replays because like I hit King of Games in this fucking atrocious meta. Now this guy right is playing Sunavalon, which I personally consider to be the most unnecessary deck, the skill at least, not the deck. The most unnecessary skill. Now I understand that them having more extra deck things is good, right? Like them having all of these extra deck cards put into their extra deck is great. This skill makes them take so long though to complete their turn, often causing these players to run out of time. I understand Sunavalon has probably always been like that. So like this is Duel Links, there's a 9 extra deck, 9 card extra deck, and this dude has 17 cards in his extra deck. Now my very personal belief system, right? I think Luna Light deserves a skill like this. Come on, get it done. Please, I'm begging you. I want to play Tri-Brigade Lunas, but I also don't want to run out of that extra deck. So I'm gonna skip most of what he does because it's the Sunavalon thing, right? Where they, off of one normal monster, they just summon a gajillion monsters. And you know, sometimes you can't stop them. If you don't know how Sunavalon works, you don't really have to worry about everything in between. There's only 3 main cards you have to worry about. This card obviously being his ace monster. This card can destroy your whole field. It gives him a trap. And then there's the Link 4 monster he hasn't summoned yet, but I want to show you what this card, right? Sunavalon Dryas. One of the strongest cards in the game, I have to argue. And then this guy just bounces 1 card off of your field. I just feel like Sunavalon is a very uncommon deck, that's why I'm explaining it. Now here my opponent does mess up. I don't know if he has to put Thrasher directly under the tree, but he had the other dude he could have used. Now he did attack me in the wrong order as well. He didn't check back through the duel log because I'm guessing he's running out of time as we speak. Now here I forget that he has Sunvine Sowing, which prevents me from destroying his cards. think he only summoned Dryas to I'm pretty sure he only summoned Dryas to get that extra amount of life points. Now speed recovery comes in clutch here, I'm not gonna lie, that's probably why I won. But it's just Cork Shooter doing Cork Shooter things, man. Like, this card is insane. Now granted, if my opponent drew another Sunavalon Genus Loci, or any card that gives it to him, I would be cooked. Let me just pray I don't hit the same replay again. I completely forgot who that was. Actually, I could check real quick. It was Genoop. I've already shown Gabruver. Let's go free to play 81. They're out of order because I didn't save them in order, so I apologize for that. Here is Lulu Obsidian. I don't believe this was Lyric. This was something else. It was Lyric. Oopsies. I forgot. Oh, I'm just gonna fast forward through him because this is the standard Lyric play, right? Actually, I lied. This guy didn't play Lyric right. That's why I called him a Diddy. Someone who isn't that well at the game again. He does the standard Lyric thing where you can't damage them for the rest of the turn. And they can freely bounce your cards away. And that's normal, right? That's whatever. Fortunately, that really shafts Speedroids. He had a Veiler. Unlucky. Now, if I didn't get Fuki Madoshi Piper, I'm 90% sure I would have lost this duel. Like, if Fuki Madoshi wasn't in my hand and Chandler wasn't in my hand, I would have lost this duel. So Lyric is still really strong, okay? I just go ahead and negate all their effects. The reason why I go for the negate instead of just destroying, again, I don't want him to get Independent Nightingale or Assemble Nightingale again. He's gonna have to use the skill to remove it, and then he's gonna have to summon it back some way with Barrel Canary. Since he already used Barrel Canary, I don't have to worry about that. And I'm alright. All he has is Recital Starling. He can still send one of his monsters. But I have the duplicate. Hehehe. My opponent surrenders before I summon my bike. That was Genoop. That was free to play. Let me get Gumdrops over here. I already showed the homie Gabruver, right? Now this is another... Okay, yeah, this was the guy that wasn't playing Lyric. I'm gonna show their deck list right after this. It's a Shadoll deck. Hip hip, hooray! I went first, so that's really good for me because going second against Shadoll is just a whole load of ass if you don't have the right starting hand. Now I'm 90% sure I didn't play this right at all. But hey, look, I tried. Now one thing for my Shadoll players, right, is that you do chain link block Shadoll construct every time. So you can't negate it with Clearwind. I played Shadolls in my time. And they can be really fun, but sometimes they're not that fun. I don't know how to explain it. It just feels like I'm doing so much and getting so little in return. If that makes any sense. Now you could hyper analyze my opponent's every move. Oh, he misplayed this. Oh, he misplayed that. He was Legends rank 1, okay. Maybe he was just trying out Shadolls. And that's where I say that I got lucky. Kite Drake being the best board wiper for getting rid of spells and traps. Awesome sauce. I mean, Ice Dragon Prison just destroys my whole life. And he didn't have it. That's really good for me. Now, that was kind of like a steamroll victory. It was awesome for me. And now for the last duel. Now this duel, this is definitely not my proudest King of Games duel outside of the time I was using Predaplants. Now I do think that this might be the end of me pushing for King of Games because I just wanted to have my border full of King of Games. And I finally did it. And it takes 6 months to do that. And I started with Unchained, right? 2 times with Unchained. 1 time with Predaplant, 1 time with Clearwing, another time with Predaplant, and then another time with Clearwing, which is this one. Now when I say this was not my proudest game, right, I don't play horse stilts, so I can't get either of these tuners out of my hand. So I'm just stuck in this very weird position. And I make really dumb plays because I never go up against this Dentist deck where you get a bunch of rank 4 monsters. So I just make Kagoida and Crystal Wing and pray that he doesn't have any clips. Now, for any 4 majors out there, tell me if this man was playing properly or if he was playing like a Diddy. Now his extra deck wasn't it, so no matter what he did, his extra deck would not allow him to defeat me. His extra deck is full of just spellcasters, I guess. Now, whoever you are, man, I appreciate you. Like I said, I don't know if this man was playing the deck right or what. I called him a Diddy for a reason, okay? I shouldn't call people P. Diddy. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm meaning, at least. But he has like 1 copy of the Magistus duo. He doesn't have any of the like Trick Clown or anything. The Performage. Ooh. He had Mind Control and Lance. He had the Magistus card, and then Trapeze Magician. It would, like, his deck, he can't. I mean, he could Mind Control my Crystal Wing and then stop. No, he couldn't actually, because then I would use the wheel thing. On the first turn he could have. I'm talking like worst case scenario. This guy has the best hand possible and he tries to diddle me. But that's the end of these replays, right? If you made it this far, right? Weirdo. My fault. Anyways. I didn't mean to call you a weirdo. You probably... I hope you enjoyed the replays. If you didn't, then I'm sorry for yapping over all of them or some shit. I don't know. I don't know what people like, man. I need to ask people. I'm gonna buy Dragon Maid Shield. Oh wait, don't have to buy Dragon Maid Shield. I was gonna do a pack opening, and I was gonna get Dragon Maid Shield because I could play Dragon Maids, but I'm gonna get this special pack right here because I want box chips. Box chips are awesome, and I am missing cards right now. Emergency Call, right? This is the card that I'm missing that I'm looking for. I low-key hate heroes right now. Oh, monster. Well, there's Chamber Dragon Maid. Please don't be at the bottom of the box, Emergency Call. Oh, spell. Oh shit! Okay, look, I'm hyped about this card, not because I don't know if he's good or not, but he looks cool as fuck. He's like a robot Hydra looking monster with guns and shit. Look, this is like putting guns on a dragon, okay? It's just raw, it's just cool. Yeah. Box chips. What am I missing? Yeah, I'm not missing that much. I'm just missing the E-Call and the Rainbow Dragon. Now, probably after I'm done with this box, I'm gonna go to Galactica Go Rush because I really want to make Galactica Oblivion. I should end this video. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. I stream pretty much every day because... Don't look at me like that, fucker. Anyways, I don't play Duel Links that much. I did get a viewer over there. I don't play Duel Links that much mainly because, like, I don't know how to describe it, but whenever I play Duel Links, like, on stream, it just feels so bad. Like, I feel like I'm doing horrible. I feel like people are judging me even though there's nobody there. It's like, I'm trying my best, damn it. That could be a common misconception though, because typically when I stream, I go up against like some of the fucking rawest, sweatiest people that I have ever seen. At least during that point in time. Because right here, right? This dude is clearly not made for this, right? He's not made for this. Now it could just be because he wanted to play Perform Mage Showtime. Before he invests into the Perform Mage archetype. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm ending the video. Thank you for coming in. Fortnite Battle Pass.